Today I messed up by accidentally entering the opposite gender's bathroom in my hometown Target. I, male 21, am a senior in college and traveled down to my hometown for 2 weeks to visit my family before the semester starts. I lived in my hometown since the age of 2 until I moved off to school in another state after high school. I visit home maybe 2 or 3 times per semester. I decided I was going to run errands and go shopping with my Nana the other day, and one of our stops was at the local Target. Keep in mind, this was the Target I have practically grown up in. I have vivid childhood memories of the neon lighting going around the walls of the store prior to several renovations over the last decade and a half, so there was very little excuse for me to accidentally do what I did. My Nana and I finished up shopping and headed towards the front of the store, when I realized I had to urgently take a shit. Something about being in big box stores always triggers a bowel movement. I've never been able to explain it. I told her to wait at the front or in the Starbucks next to us so I could go ahead and use the bathroom. I was in a hurry to make it to the seat, so I simply walked in, locked the door, and began scrolling through Reddit, as one does on the toilet. I was doing my business, and minding my own business, when I hear what sounds like a mother and young daughter walk in having a conversation. My first thought was, oh boy, they just walked into the wrong restroom. I then looked down at the stall next to me and saw small feet with pink slides. I then immediately took another shit after coming to the realization that I was in the fucking women's restroom. Once I recognized my grave mistake, I sat there and began to sweat and panic. Holy shit. I'm going to get my head beat in my some old lady's purse today, I thought to myself. How in the holy fuck could I walk into the bathroom without looking at the sign? Sure, I hadn't been in this Target in 3 to 4 years, but why in the hell would I enter the women's bathroom like it was second nature? I texted my girlfriend and informed her of my predicament, asking what I should do. She made fun of me, of course. She says, "You keep your head down and say nothing." I thought, fuck that, I'm not letting anyone in here see my face. No one's going to see me at all. As I'm sitting on the toilet simultaneously laughing at myself and sweating bullets in recognition of my stupidity, another woman walks into the stall next to me, sits down, and rips. Fucking ass. This was easily a 7-second long fart. It reverberated off the concrete wall and I had to hold my laughter as to not be rude and to not expose my identity. Once she was done with her business, I kept peering through the cracks in the stall and listening for entrances. At one point, the coast was finally clear. I've never unlocked a stall and run out of a restroom faster than I did then. No one saw, or suspected, that I know of, and I ran to the men's restroom female 6T away to wash my hands. I met my grandmother and told her we needed to leave quickly. Today I messed up by calling my DRVing instructor, Pete, for the past 8 months. I found out today that his name is definitely, in fact, Steve. https://www. Reddit. com/r. Kring epics. Comments. 15dw4jz. I've called my dring instructor Pete for the UTM source equals share and UTM medium equals and DRD app and UTM name equals and DRDCSs and UTM term equals 1 and UTM content equals 2 link to the photo evidence. Today I messed up by calling my dring instructor, Pete, for the past 8 months. I only found out today that his name is not Pete, but is in fact, Steve. I only realized because I got up the Dring School page to recommend Pete to a coworker. For further context, every time I've gotten into this man's car I've greeted him with a, "Hey Pete," and every time I've left I've said, "Goodbye Pete." I've had easily 20 or 30 lessons worths of calling this poor man Pete when his name is Steve, and somehow, even though he has messaged every time with his real name, I've brainlessly carried on calling him Pete like a moron. I do not know how I'll face him next lesson. Today I messed up rolling down a hill. So, far from the biggest screw up around here, but this actually happened today. It was a beauty day. I messed UPL, sunny day 82F and barely a cloud in the sky. It had been a while since my mother-in-law had seen the grandkids, so we decided on a quick lunch at a nearby restaurant and then went to one of our kids' favorite playground parks. After playing for a while on the climbing equipment, the kids got a bit bored, so I suggested rolling down the hill behind the playground. It's not a huge hill, maybe 25 feet, but it has a fairly steep grade. I think it might be for sledding in the winter or something. At any rate, the kids weren't strong enough to maintain their tuck and ended up spiraling out of their barrel rolls about halfway down, to the general amusement of everyone involved. Of course, they gleefully wanted Daddy to do it too. So, wanting to put on a good show, I handed off my phone and keys, interleaved my fingers above my head, and locked my ankles, determined to get to the bottom, which, with some acceptably minor level of bumping and bruising, I achieved with aplomb. Or so I thought. My head reeling from my journey, I sat up and noticed my shirt was rucked up into my armpits, so I quickly adjusted that, and then staggeringly tried to get up to my feet. But it was more difficult than it should have been. Something was wrong. Apparently, some unholy combination of dad bod, bit of a belly with little to no hips, the increased doctor from the longer grass on the hill, and general sweatiness from the warm day had also caused my shorts and underwear to twist down around my knees. I was still reeling and was pretty much standing up before I noticed, and it took me what felt like an hour untwisting my damp clothes and getting everything covered up again. I guess I panicked. I'm not sure why I didn't at least sit back down immediately. The kids thought this was hilarious, as did my wife, my mother-in-law. Not so much. I like to manscape. I find it cooler and more comfortable when working out, amongst other things, and had trimmed a few days before, so I didn't have anything other than a some 5 o'clock ball shadow between me and the mill getting a lot more information about me than she probably wanted. Luckily, the hill is around 40 to 50 away and we were the only ones there, so the kids on the playground didn't notice. The whole thing probably only took a few seconds really, and my wife told me later most of the adults didn't turn and see anything until near the end. I did get some glares from a few of the other parents when we went back. We decided not to leave immediately since it was an accident, though one of the other dads did laughingly give me a thumbs up from a distance. Back home, my wife and I were having a DRK and a chuckle after dinner while the kids were upstairs. I heard a lot of laughter and some thumping, so I wandered up to see what was going on. I caught the kids doing some kind of weird swaying thing that was eerily reminiscent of the Sweet D inflatable tube man. https://media. Tenor. com_JNFEO GARS AAAAC. It's always sunny in Philadelphia inflatable guy. GIF. Bit from asterisk. It's always sunny in Philadelphia, a show my wife and I enjoy. The kids, however, being altogether too young to have been exposed to yet. I called my wife upstairs to see it too, and she thought it was cute, though a bit strange as well. The kids are not usually shy performing, but this time they were oddly sheepish, only saying that they were dancing. More out of curiosity than anything, my wife gently pressed the matter. And then, with dawning horror, I realized what was going on a split second before they admitted it. They were pretending to be Daddy's penis. Apparently, there was quite a bit of flipping and flopping as I rolled down the hill in my uncovered state, and it had made a much more visually comedic impression than I realized. My wife was immediately rendered incomprehensible from laughter and had to make a beeline to the bathroom before she literally peed in her pants, while I had to have an as serious as I could make it talk about appropriateness with the kids in an attempt to hopefully preempt a future performance of Daddy's penis for their friends and teachers at their out-of-school care facility tomorrow. We got the kids tucked in, and my wife couldn't look at me without snickering. She seemed to calm down a bit after a while, but was still kind of smiling at me. I think she was just trying really hard to hold it in, bless her, because I jokingly asked her if she was potentially interested in Daddy's penis tonight, and was immediately met with a sudden, unearthly deer-in-headlights stare. After a few seconds of preternatural stillness, it was getting a bit weird, so I did what any sensible person would do, and doubled down by doing the dance. The dam burst and she had to excuse herself again, before she woke up the kids with her laughter, so I have a sneaking suspicion Daddy's actual penis will have to sit on the sidelines for a little while until we can take him seriously again. I think I did manage to get through to the kids, so I don't think we'll be getting a call from CPS at least.